Okay, uranium friends and also precious metal friends, let's take a look at the metals sector. All right, so futures going rocking and rolling, right? Gold, silver, this is the dollar. Okay, interesting move the other day when we had the dollar was just ripping, and silver and gold were still hanging in there. So, a lot of correlations, inverse correlations with the dollar and the precious metals, but not always, right? So, here's an example. So, running hot, right? Really hot. Silver running hot. Gold running really hot. But is that stopping it? Not really. Quick look on weeklies. And by the way, I'm off the cuff here. I have not done any prep work. So, what you're seeing is what I'm doing. So, yeah, it's like an all time high, right? Let's just see what gold looks like here. Yeah. So, gold is just making a great move. A lot of people say there's fear when gold is going. Maybe whatever it is, play the charts, make money, regardless of anything else. That's the way I look at it. So, gold and silver, hot, really, really hot. The dollar is still ripping as well. So, let's look at some minors. So, the first thing we're going to look at is GDX. This is the weekly. It's just not the best looking chart, honestly, right? So we could say there's some sort of, I can kind of see like a wedge formation here going down a little bit, right? There's a bit of a break there. Yeah, probably here. You run it up like that. Little undercut. So, you've got your symmetrical triangle, you've got your bull break on it. Waiting to see what follow through looks like. This is a weekly. This looks really, really good. Um, the break last week and now follow through to new highs. So it's a nice look. Running hot, and if you look at historical RSI, now I'm not an RSI guy by any means, but I do pay attention. So it gets up here, and it can get. There's more room to go on RSI as far as that's concerned. So um, it's a great break. You just got to look at it that way. Uh, double bottom. It took that high out. So have we gotten a monthly trend change yet? It's just breaking out of this EQ. So let's see what happens here. Uh, 2562, 2567. So yeah, a monthly trend change has occurred here because it is low. It held. It's actually a higher low here. So nice look. Weekly is, there will be technical analysts who will say that this is all just one move, right? There's no consolidation there. So, um, if you're playing the weekly charts, you're looking for a weekly higher low compared to this, which means there's plenty of room, which means there's probably the likelihood of a weekly higher low forming is pretty good. So maybe it comes back and back test this wedge or the 12 EMA, does some chopping, makes its way off again. So that's what we're looking for with the miners. The miners, they look great. I mean, there's nothing to say that they don't look great. So GDX against gold. Um, this formation, it's still, this is gold itself, and I'm using gold ETF on this particular ratio, but gold itself is still outperforming the miners, and we see that in the uranium space as well. One could probably say, let's just draw this little trend line here that we got our touches. So it's just peaking out now. So the miners maybe doing a little bit of a catch up here. So we have to see if there's follow through. We've got the 200-day moving average and this 50 EMA rejecting. I don't put as much weight into moving averages on ratio charts. This is really just to say who's stronger. And the metal itself, as we know, as we can see, is still stronger. So it pays to watch that, right? So, we start to see this trend change a little bit. You've got the daily trend change. Again, this could all just be one move. There's no consolidation yet. So could we get the weekly higher low back into this channel? to then go and make that weekly trend change. That's what we're looking for there. That's your ratio. Gold still outperforming the miners. The juniors, GGXJ, and see, it's been so long since I've looked at these charts that I have a lot of muck on them. Um, GDXJ, same deal. It's just again, it's a straight move. So just for me now, just looking at these charts, I'm saying, okay, I know what I'm looking for now. I'm looking for that weekly higher low, wherever it forms, and I'm going to be interested in starting to play the miners because it's obvious things are going on there. So that's what I'm looking for. The daily, it had a little bit of a consolidation period here, but there's not a lot of consolidation here yet. This is another one, nice little higher low here. So really working off that level. This is the level that's most important to me right now in GDXJ. Whatever happened, my charts are always messed up. I'm gonna have to reset this whole thing. But this level here, yeah, okay. I got to put an alert there, but it's 4106. Is kind of where will be the important swing spot right now, to make sure that holds. So that's all eyes on that from me. Um, AEM Agnico, one of my favorite names to play in the space. I like the way it moves. Same, good consolidation here actually, at the highs. Like to see so, and it's tapping on this 12 EMA here. So another spot where you have a really clear line of you can define your risk here when you have a little bit of some gaps, but it's Agnico, right? So they gap. It gaps all the time. It's just the way it goes. So pretty good setup for support here for low risk play, with this 12 EMA on the daily and all of this support. So it's a big level. If you know it breaks with follow through, then you're going to see a little bit more follow through with a hot RSI. So AEM is definitely on my list, and it's the same deal. Just a straight up weekly move. So weekly consolidation is going to be due at some point. Who knows where it goes? Look at this weekly RSI. So historical RSIs are saying it can get hotter before this consolidation. You know, definitely can get hotter. So just another reason why a lot of times I don't necessarily get all crazy about RSI, but it can get up there, especially with AEM. Newmont, and I'm going to start bringing gold, precious metals, and miners into the mix here on my videos. So this is just a quick look to see what's going on. Newmont, I mean, this thing got decimated a long time ago, but we've got. You just got a channel here. It looks like that's just. Yeah. So there's a nice little break out of there, and we look to see follow through. You got a key level up here on Newmont of 42. A little bit of a laggard, but this thing got killed after, especially after like the Newcrest mining or the Australian gold miner or something. They took a beating, and it still hasn't truly fully recovered yet. Monthly low is set. It's starting to make a headway. We got a rejection at the 12 EMA. So Newmont bears looking at, but I'm going to attack the stronger name in the space, and to me, that's going to be Agnico. I'm just going to look at the stuff that I've played way back when. I mean, literally the last time I was putting alerts in was when I was playing this stuff. So summer 2021. First Majestic, that had a great move. We want Newmont to do what First Majestic did. That's all I'm saying here. So eventually it'll catch up, I would guess. Great move breaking out of this whole channel. I'll go deeper. I'm just doing a quickie here because someone did mention it to me and asked. So sparked my interest as well. Core is another one that I will play. And yeah, that's CDE's making a great move here on the weekly. And coming back to backtest its breakout. So this is like a spot that if gold and silver are still going to be making the type of moves that it looks like they're going to be making, these back tests are fantastic. But I know core, I know CDE, I know that it can whip around. So, but yeah, a back test here is fantastic and probably a decent place for me to be looking to get after it. I would love to see this gap get filled, and I would assume maybe that with CDE it does. EXK, I mean, they got killed on something too. I forget what the news was, but they just got destroyed, and it's another great snapback rally straight up. So all these names, the miners are going to be looking for weekly higher lows. And I'm going to be looking for weekly higher lows. And that's where I'm going to be looking to enter into the space. It's just as clear as day to me now that I start looking at these miners, right? Straight up move. It's going to need some form of consolidation at some point. It's going to need to create a weekly pivot. I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know how, right? But this area here, this $2, this 230 to $2 area, that would have my interest over here. Looking in that spot, that would have my interest. Franco Nevada royalty, right? Interesting. Not my favorite. Was never my favorite name to play because it's more of a longer term play, I guess. So longer term positioning, people are probably playing Franco. It doesn't look the best, honestly, right? So there's your monthly, and well, everything in the space has been going up. Franco was finally getting a little bit of a reprieve there, but FSM, I got to kill all this stuff, but yeah, another one looks like core, looks like CDE broke out of this range that it's been in since late 2022, early January 23. Looking for the back test. That's what I'm looking for. Um, I've pretty much seen enough. I will start tracking the space a little bit more. Hecla hasn't done it yet. I mean, it's broke out. This is a one nice little double bottom W formation look, right? So you take some sort of measured move. So let's just say it's 380 to this neckline to 520. 380 to 510. Let's say $1.20. So 630 gets you up here, right? The measured move is going to get you up here into this area. So it's a little choppy because of all that. So I'm just completely just estimating a little bit. HMY, hate the fact that I missed this. I was playing it back here and it kept chopping me up. I one of my favorite names to play. Give me one of these looks in this next consolidation period and I'll be interested. Okay, Kinross I kind of mess with once in a while. Kinross looks actually pretty good. Look at that weekly on KGC. So this is a nice weekly trend that's going very well here. Monthly uptrend, weekly uptrend. Let's see what the quarterly looks like. Quarterly, it did have a little consolidation here too. So Kinross looks fantastic. You know, we want the rest of the miners in the space to look like this. KGC looks fantastic. 12 EMA rider on a daily, no doubt about it. 12 EMA, 5 EMA rider on the weekly. So yeah, these names definitely are piquing my interest at this point. Cisco's another one that I've always played as well. Um, I nabbed these. I believe I nabbed these all time. I got a piece of this run here, and then I just got shaken out a long time and just forgot about it completely. So, Cisco looks good too. Um, More to come. Sabanye is just a disaster, but look, weekly falling wedge bull break with follow through. So, and they got some uranium, but the jurisdictional geopolitical risk with this one for sure. Let's get a back test to this 12 EMA, and maybe I'll have some interest there. Long way to go. They've just been in a lot of trouble. SILJ, the juniors here, it's making some work to get out of this long running equilibrium it's been in, this consolidation period. So, and we've got volume, right? Volume. Love to see the volume. Yeah. So, and it's got through this whole volume patch. So, a little bit of an air pocket up until this $14 area. So, SILJ looks good. SIL, same thing with SILJ. So, the gold miners ETFs. Just want to make sure I'm not talking out of my butt here. Yeah, all these miner ETFs kind of look the same, as they haven't taken out this horizontal level, but they're looking good. In my opinion, personally, uh, I'm glad someone asked me to just take a look at the miners because I really haven't. I'm going to be interested in a weekly high or low. I'm going to be looking for that to form in the space, because these, sure, it's sustainable. It could go further, but you get these nice weekly moves. You also get a decent pullback, so that's what I'm going to be looking for. I will do some weekend charting on this stuff and start to develop a plan for where I want to be with it. Vail, I took a piece of Vail recently. Actually, it missed my first buy attempt. Let me just say where it is right now. So I had a buy order in somewhere. I know it was like 12 something. I missed it and I dropped, and then it came back down and I got it. So I'm kind of in Val working off of this low here. I took a half position. This is not a great look for this at all, but there is the slight possibility of a um, inverse head and shoulders formation possibly happening here. So I've got my eyes on it. It's Tech and Vail used to run hand in hand, and they have definitely diverged, right? So, and I used to run the ratio chart all the time. So, Vail Tech ratio. So, the Vail bulls want to see this ratio make the turn, and it really hasn't. It has not done that yet. It's still continuing down. These small rejections, these small pops are getting rejected. So, nothing says that Vail is the right place to be right now, but it's a low interest. I'm sorry, it's a low risk play for me, and it does have a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders look to it. Wheaton doing well, right? So this is why I like, I've always chosen Wheaton over Franco, and Wheaton is, Wheaton's going to make a run at its all-time highs. It looks like, huh? Let me just make sure that I'm correct in that assumption. Wheaton is going to make a run at its all-time high for sure, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the monthly. Give me some consolidation for God's sakes. Wheaton definitely has my attention, right? So I go after strength. Definitely going after strength. So I'll be going after Wheaton for sure. Just look at X, even though I'm not really doing precious metals. So, yeah, that's the space for me at the moment. It's got my interest. Weekly higher lows are on the menu for me. I need to muster up some cash. Over and out.